So I assume that silence means we all do not mind the session being recorded. Hello everyone once again. My name is Folu. If you can't hear me, please let me know, or if at any point you feel like I'm talking too fast, please let me know as well. So my name is Folu. I'm one of the graduate assistants in the Student Accessibility Resources Office. And basically I help students with improving their academic performance here to ensure that students do well in their academics. So today we'll be looking at time management. Yeah. And basically we'll be looking at how, first of all, we'll try to define what time management is. And then we'll look at some of the importance, like the benefits of time management. We'll look at the challenges we face with time management. We'll also look at some of the techniques we can use to better manage our time, and some of the general tips as it relates to time management. And then there'll be room for questions and answers. Now, at any point, if you have questions, please feel free to jump in and ask your question. Preferably, you can just call my attention and then ask your question. Yeah, because it's possible that I might miss your question in the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to stop me at any point and ask your question. Now, the intention really is to make this workshop interactive. So first of all, there will be like 3 polls during the workshop, basically to know, for example, the year that you are, if you are a freshman, a sophomore, and the aim is to be able to create workshops that are targeted towards our audience. So if you're having more freshmen, we want to create content for freshmen. If you're having more sophomores, we want to create content for sophomores. So that's why we'll be having the first poll. And then as we look at some of these strategies, we would also have polls just to encourage us to interact, basically. All right, so I'm going to be having the first poll, which is to know what year are you in college. So I would be posting the poll now, and I would encourage that you please respond to this poll. So I don't know if you can see the poll on your, beautiful, thank you. All right, thank you very much. So 6 out of 7 people have participated, which is a good response. So thank you everyone once again. So we can see we have more freshmen, but then we also have seniors on this call. So basically we'd be able to ensure that we create content, or we create workshops that are targeted towards freshmen, seniors, and then would also consider other people. All right, so let's continue. So to begin, let's define time management. Time management is the ability for you to use your time effectively or productively. And so this definition is by the Oxford Dictionary. So basically, when we say time management, we're looking at how can you utilize the hours that you have. We all know that we have 24 hours each day. How are we effectively using this time? That is all what time management is all about. And then I like this definition by Mind Tools. It says it is the process of organizing and planning how to divide your time between different activities. Now, as college students, we have a lot of things that are taking our time. We have classes, we have assignments, we have labs for some people. You're part of a club, you also want to exercise, you want to hang out with your friends. There are so many things that you need to be doing. And then sometimes it feels like 24 hours is no longer enough. Yeah, so with time management, what it does is it allows you to be able to organize these activities and to be able to divide the time that you have between all the activities, so that one activity is not suffering for the other activities, so that you're not missing homework because you want to hang out with your friends, or you're not sleeping late because you have so many activities. So the plan and the hope is that by the time we're done with this workshop, at least we would have better strategies to manage our time. Right. So now let's look at some of the benefits or the importance of time management. The first one is stress management. When you are able to manage your time well, when you're able to plan your activities, you are less stressed. So it helps you to be able to manage your stress or to decrease your stress level. Yeah. You would agree with me that someone that has a deadline in an hour would be more and has not done anything about the deadline, will be more stressed than someone that has that same deadline but have done the activity the day before. Yeah. So if you're able to manage your time, it reduces the stress that you have. Also, another benefit is you have more free time. So if you're able to do things properly, be able to do things within the time that you have more free time because now you've allocated all your activities and then you're able to make out time for yourself. When you have when you're able to manage your time, you also have like clear daily goals. So these are the things I want to achieve on a daily basis. And so I'm able to allocate time to them. There are other benefits here. This is not a conclusive list, so you can also like read the options on the slide. After this workshop, we'll share the recording and the slides with everyone so that you can always go back to it if there is a need to do so. Now, what are the challenges of time management? One challenge is procrastination. Yeah, you have an assignment that is due on Sunday, but you decide to wait till Saturday. You have an assignment. Let's assume an assignment is given to you today. Today is Wednesday, and then it's due Sunday. It's everybody at some point who have procrastinated before. You can just be like, I still have time. Thursday comes, I still have time. Friday comes, I still have time. And then when it's an hour to the deadline, you remember that this is due. So procrastination is one of the reasons why we are unable to manage our time properly, because we have prolonged or we have procrastinated activities so far that now we have so many things to do in a short amount of time. Another one is being a perfectionist. Some people are perfectionists. Yeah, we just want to get it right 100%. It's either 100 or nothing. While being a perfectionist is not bad in itself, but then it can actually affect how we manage our time. And also, like, if you are not managing your distractions, it can also affect the way you manage your time. Distractions as simple as social media these days, yeah, there's a tendency to want to look at your phone, before you know it, you look at your phone, you're spending minutes, you're spending hours on the phone. These are easy distractions that can eat your time. So we need to be able to manage our distractions properly so that we're able to better manage our time. And then also doing things on your own is another thing that can make it look like you do not have enough time. Yeah, when, for example, you have a group project, you are 4 in the group, but you want to be the one to do everything. You want to be the one to write the paper. You want to be the one to do the technical part of the project. You want to be the one to do everything. Yeah, when you have so many things to do and you're doing it on your own, then it would affect how you manage your time. There's a reason it's called a group project, for example. That's because like it's a collaboration.
Hey, great. How are you?
Everybody is supposed to contribute. So it's when you decide to do everything on your own without delegation, it can also affect your time management. Now let's look at some of the techniques for time management. Once again, if you feel like I'm talking too fast, please let me know. If you want me to repeat some things, please let me know. And let me also mention at this point that if you want like a one-on-one session, you can always stop by the office. We have people that would help you to properly manage your time and come up with strategies to manage your time properly. So there are different techniques. Yeah, this is not a conclusive list, but this is just like a basic, these are just basic techniques that we can apply. Yeah, you're still free to check online for other ones that work for you. Yeah. So the first thing here is setting SMART goals. It's important to know that for you to properly manage your time, you need to know what you actually want to do. Yeah. It's one thing to have a lot to do, is another thing to know that, okay, this is what I want to do with the time that I have. So we're going to look at these three, and then hopefully there will be room for people to also share like management techniques that they are using currently to better manage their time. All right, so we're going to be looking at how to set SMART goals. Sorry, it's supposed to be SMART and not small goals. Yeah, and then we'll look at the Eisenhower metrics. And finally, we'll look at the importance of scheduling and how it can help with time management. All right, so setting SMART goals. I want to believe some of us have heard this a number of times, but let's just reiterate it. So SMART goals, SMART is an acronym for specific, for measurable, for attainable, for relevant, and timely. So when setting our goals, it has to be specific goals. We have to know what we are doing. I want to do this. Yeah, it's not a goal that should be broad. It should be specific. And then there should be a way to measure this goal. How can I tell that I'm actually achieving this goal? There should be a way to measure the goal. I can't just say, oh, I'm going to read. How many times? Yeah. If I say I'm going to read 3 times daily, then that's a way to measure. Then I can say at the end of the day, did I read once? Did I read twice? Or did I read 3 times? Or did I even read 5 times? Yeah. That is a way to measure the goal. But me just saying, oh, I want to read daily, there is no way to measure it. Yeah. And then also it has to be a goal that is attainable. Yeah, it has to be something that can be achieved. Not that, oh, I'm going to read 10 chapters of my textbook in a day. For some people, it might be achievable. For someone like me, it is unrealistic. I know I cannot read 10 chapters in a day. So when setting your goals, it has to be something that you can achieve. It has to be something that you can attain. Oh, I'm going to read 2 pages or 3 pages of my textbook daily. That is achievable, yeah. But then me saying, oh, I'll read 10 chapters in a day, that might be far-fetched. And then the goal has to be relevant. Yeah, it has to be relevant to what you're trying to do to your overall mission. So we're in school, for example, to study, yeah, and so if I'm going to create a goal, it has to be relevant to studying, yeah. And then also it has to be timely. Yeah, no one likes activities that are open-ended. You need to have like a time frame for this goal, or this is a goal that I want to achieve within the next 2 months or 3 months, but it should not be something that is just open-ended, or I'm going to achieve this goal when, and then you have no end date to it. All right, so I have an example here that I want to show. So you can see like this is a slide that shows how to make smarter goals. So you can see, say specific, I will run. Yeah, this is the specific activity that you're doing. Now you can see that the previous goal was I would get fit. Getting fit, yes, it's a goal, but it's not a specific goal. How do you want to get fit? Are you going to run? Are you going to swim? Are you going to play soccer? What do you intend to do? So you have to be specific about the goals that you want to achieve. I would run, I would skip, I would jump on the trampoline, whatever it is, it has to be specific. And then you can also do this in your academics. Or I would read, I would study. And then we can see measurable twice. Yeah, that is something that you can measure. I would run more often. There is no way to tell if, like, you can't really measure more often as opposed to I would run twice in a week, or I would read daily, or I would do my assignments. I will submit my assignments 2 days after it has been posted. That is a way to measure it, right? And then if you have not submitted, you can say, oh, was I able to meet this goal, or do I need to go back to the drawing board and see how I can modify this goal? And then you can see achievable. Now, I don't know, but I cannot run for 20 miles. Yeah, some people can. But then when you're setting your goal, you need to be true to yourself. It has to be something that you know you can do. So it's something that is achievable. Yeah, it might stretch you, but it's achievable. Yeah, so you can see I would run for 2 miles. That's achievable. Yeah, and you can see that way you're able to achieve this goal. And then it's relevant. So this person is trying to finish a marathon. That is why the person is running. So you always need to ask yourself when setting your goals, why am I doing this? Yeah, why am I doing this? So you always need to, like, it has to be relevant to your overall goal. Yeah. And then it has to be timely. So you need to put a time to it. Yeah, I will do this by the end of the 2024, or I will do this by the end of the semester, or I will do this by the end of the month. It should not just be open-ended. One day is tomorrow, one day is 10 years from now, one day is nobody knows. So it needs to be timely. So I don't know, does anyone have any questions at this point? Is it clear, or do you want me to repeat something? All right, so we're going to have the second poll, And it's basically, I want us to do something. I'm going to give us 2 minutes to do this. So basically, I want you to write down a SMART goal that you intend to achieve by the end of the month or the semester. So is it something we can do?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So let's just write down a goal that we can achieve by the end of the month or semester. All right, so once you're done with the goal, please answer the poll so we can know if you actually did the exercise or not. Okay, let me also write down mine. And so like if you see the template, so you need to specify for each goal, what's the specific goal? How do you intend to measure this goal? Is it something that is achievable? Is it relevant? And then what is the time frame for this goal that you're setting?
I'm just having difficulty with my keyboard, so I'm unable to type anything. I was typing in the chat to answer that. So
Right.
just FYI.
Oh, thank you. Right, so I'll give us a minute more and then we'll continue. All right, thank you everyone for participating in the poll. So is there anyone that wants to share their goals? It's not compulsory, but then is there anyone that wants to share the goals that they've set for themselves? Just so that maybe you can encourage us to.
I can go.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so the goal that I set for myself was like getting to class on time because sometimes I just sleep in, and also not going on my phone at midnight, turning in my assignments on time, reviewing my notes. Also working out in the gym because I don't go to the gym a lot.
Okay.
And probably, yeah, I'm already in like an activity on campus, so yeah.
Okay, so let's review your goal. So let's take one of them. Which one of them would you want us to review so that we can break it down into specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound?
I would say waking up on time.
Okay, so waking up on time, it's a good goal, but then what is your definition of on time? Is on time 5 a.m.? Is on time 10 a.m.? Is on time 11 a.m.?
I
Yes.
used to wake up at 8.
Okay, so that's the goal, to wake up at 8. So is it going to be daily, weekly, weekdays?
It's like on the weekdays.
Okay, so that's the way we are going to measure it. So every day we would look at to see, did you wake up at 8 on Monday? Did you wake up at 8 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Is it attainable? Yes, it's something that I believe can be achieved. Yeah, and how is this relevant to you?
How is it relevant? It's relevant because I have to turn in my assignment on time on the due dates and also review the notes ahead of time so we can like I can go over it in class, with my professors.
Okay. That's nice. So basically, if this is relevant to you waking up early, sorry, to you turning in your assignment, getting to class early, because if you wake up early, you have more time to do your assignments and then you can turn it in early. If you wake up early, you can get to class early. Yeah, and then it is time bound. So I'm guessing this would be for the semester, right? To the end of the semester. And then maybe in next semester, you can decide to repeat this goal, or you can maybe have like another goal in mind.
Graduation, so that's what I'm looking forward to. That's my other goal.
Okay, nice. Thank you very much for sharing your goal with us. So I think we can continue because I wouldn't want to keep us on this call for too long. Thank you very much once again for sharing your goal with us. I also had a goal. Yeah, my goal was to swim. So I'm trying to learn how to swim. Yeah, and I'm planning to register at the rec center. They have a program where like they teach you how to swim for a fee. So my plan is to swim twice weekly, yeah, from now until the end of the year, so that I can be ready for summer next year, so I can be able to go to the beaches, swimming pool, and the likes. All right, thank you very much, everyone. So another strategy you can use to manage your time is the Eisenhower matrix. So basically what this matrix does is that you group your activities. So first of all, you know the list of activities that you want to achieve, and then you group them into 4 quadrants, where you have the urgent and important, the not urgent and important, the urgent and not important, and then the not urgent and not important. And so based on where each activity falls into, you would know how to tackle the activity. So now if an activity is important and it is urgent, then you have to do it. So take, for example, I have a deadline for an assignment that is tomorrow. It is urgent and it is important. So I actually have to ensure that I do it, yeah? Then if it's not important and it's not urgent, then you can always schedule it for another time. Another example, we have a project. There is a project report that is not due to maybe till sometime in October. It's important, yes, but it's not urgent. So I can always schedule it. I don't have to start working on it now. I can always say, oh, you know what, I'll do it maybe over the weekend, or I'll do it another time, because it is not urgent. And then we have some activities that are urgent but are not important. We can always delegate them. A typical example would be, let's say I'm one of the ESCOs in one of the clubs, yeah, and then I have so many things to do. Let's say one of them is to send out emails to all the students. It is not important at the time, and then it's also, yes, it may be urgent, but it's not important, so I can always delegate it. Yeah, I want to believe one of the reasons we have so many ESCOs or so many board members is so that people can always delegate tasks to each other. And so if this is something that I feel like, oh, it's not urgent at the time, or it's not important at the time, sorry, I can always delegate it to maybe my assistant or to any other person that can easily do the task. And then if it's not urgent and it is not important, then you need to delete the activity. It's possible that you have multiple activities in the different quadrants. So I can have 3 tasks that are important and urgent. I can have 3 tasks that are not urgent and important. Now, when you have grouped all your activities into the different quadrants, you then need to prioritize in the boxes in the quadrants. So if I have 3 activities that are urgent and important, then I need to prioritize which one should I do first, which one should I do second, and which one should I do third. And then the same thing applies to the different quadrants. I saw this example online that I'd like to share. Yeah, this just basically shows like some activities of college students, and they have been grouped. So we can see in the urgent and important, you have final exam preparation for tomorrow. You have final exam tomorrow. It is urgent and it is important. So you actually have to do it. Yeah. And then we can see in not urgent and important, weekly reading for upcoming classes. It's important, yes, but it is not urgent. So you can also schedule to say, oh, I'll do this tomorrow, maybe at 2 p.m. or something. It's not something that you have to do right now. If you have to choose between final exam preparation and weekly reading, your exam preparation should come first because it is important and it is urgent. And then we have like the not urgent and important activity. In this case, for example, let's say you want to format a document for a group project. It is not important and it is urgent here. You can always delegate it. It's a group project, so you have different people doing the activity. So you can always delegate to say, oh, I have a lot of things that I have to do now. Can you help me with formatting the document, or can you help me with this? Yeah, so you should always remember that you can delegate tasks. If you remember when you're looking at some of the challenges of time management, one of the challenges was that people tend to do everything on their own. So when you want to be the one doing everything, you tend to not have time because it looks like you have a lot. So you should always learn how to delegate tasks to people so that you can have more free time to do things that are important and urgent to you. And then we have activities that are not important and not urgent. Yeah, for example, to decorate your study space. At the time, it's not important, it's not urgent. You can always delete that, or to check social media. So when you want to study, you need to prioritize and then delete the activities that are not important, not urgent, and do the activities that are important and urgent. And then we have scheduling. So scheduling is the act of planning your activities so that you can achieve your goals and priorities in the time that you have available. This is by MindTools. So basically, every day you need to schedule your activities. Oh, I have 10 activities to do. You need to come up with a plan, a schedule for your activities. That's where you are able to complete your activities, you're able to prioritize the ones that you should do first. And that way, you're able to better manage your time. Now, there are different tools. Yeah, these tools that I listed here are some of the tools that are provided by the Student Academic Success Center. So you can always download them from their website. They have like a time management weekly schedule that allows you for each week, you put out all the tasks you have to do the week, and then you allocate time to them to say, okay, between 6 to 8, I would prepare to go to work. 8 to 10, I'm working. 10 to 12, I have a class. 2 to 3, I'm going to study. 3 to 4, I'm going to do my own work. 4 to 5, I'll take a break. So they have like that document that allows you to be able to plan your week. And then also there is the Organize Your Semester tool that they also have on their website. These are just documents that you can download. Yeah, and then for the semester, they have like all the weeks in the semester. So you can slot in where you have tests, and so you know when to start preparing for your test. And also when you have assignments, you know when they are due and the rest. And then you have the homework organizer. You know, when you have a lot of homework, it's possible for you to lose track. So with the homework organizer, you're able to be on top of your assignments. Yeah. All right. So there are different tools for managing your time. I just listed out 3 here, but then there are actually a lot. One of the tools that you can easily use is your calendars. Yeah. Calendars, in fact, all mobile devices have calendars. So you can always add like activities to your calendar so that you're always reminded of things that you have to do. Yeah, and you also have reminders. So your calendar can also serve as a reminder. And then there are some mobile devices that also have reminders, so you can always set reminders. And one thing you can also do is to create a to-do list on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. You can create to-do lists. That way, you know what you have to do at every point in time and you're not overwhelmed. And then you can also prioritize after you have grouped your activities into urgent, not important, and the likes. Now, there are different tools that you can use. There is the Microsoft to-do list that you can use to create your activities. I know Apple would have something similar. There is Google. I know Google has something as well. Yeah, so you can always download these tools. And then there's also the hard copy. If you're someone that likes to write, you can always buy like daily planners to plan your days. When you have like a list of activities you want to do and you can see it's easier to manage your time. So some general tips when it comes to time management would be, first off, you create a calendar, know what you have to do at every point in time. Yeah, I think it's important to note here that it's also one thing you can also do is like, if you're already aware of maybe your test times, you can add it to your calendar and probably set a reminder for like a week before or 2 weeks before. So you know that, okay, in 2 weeks, I'll be having this test, and you can start studying. And then you want to set reminders. You also want to create a personalized schedule for yourself. And in all of this, you want to make time to have fun. There's this saying, all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. So you also want to find time to relax. Yeah, because too much, when you relax, it's a way of regaining your energy and being like energized to actually go on. So it's good that you also have time to have fun. Yeah. And then also you should also be realistic with your time, with your goals, whatever you're doing. Don't set unrealistic goals that you cannot achieve. Make sure that they're as realistic as possible, and also be flexible. So even when you have a list of activities you have planned, you need to know that things change, things happen that are beyond your control. So you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. So at every time when you set goals, at the end of the day, you want to reflect to see how many of these activities did I achieve? Yeah, these are the planned activities. How many was I able to do? Why was I not able to complete it? Was it that, oh, I set too much? Or maybe something came up and then you re-strategize the following day. So the reflection is not for you to beat yourself up. Instead, it's a way for you to know like where to make changes. Or should I have allotted 2 hours instead of 30 minutes to this task? Or should I have planned for this? And then also you need to find your productive time. So you need to know yourself when it comes to time management. Some people are very productive at night. Some are very productive in the morning. So you need to know your productive time. If you are an early bird, you want to schedule like very time demanding tasks in the morning so that way you're able to achieve much. If you're a night owl, you want to also place most of your tasks at night, knowing that that's when you'll be active. So you need to find that time when you know that, okay, you can actually get things done and then do most of your tasks during that time. Then also you need to get rid of distractions. Yeah. These days it's almost very hard. Yeah. Even me, myself, I'm also a victim to this. You have your phones, yeah, social media is there. They are calling, your friends are calling you. There is this hangout, there is this. So you need to know how to get rid of these distractions or minimize them to the barest minimum. And also avoid procrastination. What you can do today, don't leave it till tomorrow. Yeah. And when it comes to homework, assignments, one of the things you want to do is when you get an assignment, open it that day. So you know, okay, how many questions are there? There are 5 questions. How many minutes is it going to take me? So it's something that if you know that, okay, I can't do everything in one day, you want to start doing it bit by bit so that you don't wait the last time and it feels like you have a lot to do. All right, so I don't know, do you have any questions at this point? Any questions? Do you have any questions? All right, so I have a final poll, and this is an open-ended poll, really. So it's basically to know, like, what strategies would you start using going forward? So are you now going to... So what strategies would you start using? So you can write any strategy. Would you use the Eisenhower matrix to group your activities? Would you use your calendars? Again, it's possible that you're already using these strategies. Yeah, many people have been using these strategies. So it's just good to know, like, which one would you be using going forward? Right. Okay, and is there anyone that wants to share like some of the strategies they're currently using, which was not mentioned on the slide?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
You go.
I use Google Calendar and I have it linked to my phone and laptop. So whenever I type on my Google Calendar, which I also write on my planner to help double check with it, is linked to my phone. So I get notifications of upcoming classes, upcoming events, upcoming assignments that are due to let me know like beforehand.
Nice. That's very nice. Yeah. And it's something we can all use as well, Google Calendar. Can you wait to say something?
Yeah, I usually have this whiteboard in my room where I just like take down the day my assignments are due. And I like organize it and look at the board like when it's the due date and when to turn it in. Yeah. And I also use a planner too. Like the Grand Valley Planner.
Mhm. Yeah. So that's really nice. Thank you very much. Any other person wants to share? All right. Thank you very much. At least the good thing is many of us are already using some of these strategies, and also you can feel free to check online for other strategies that work for you.
I was gonna turn in my question, but it looked like the poll went down.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
so sorry.
you.
Oh, sorry. No problem. So these are the references in case you want to read these articles on time management and the tips. And just to mention, oh, I didn't put the thank you slide. Apologies. Just to mention, the student accessibility resources, we have people that help you to prioritize your tasks, to better manage your time. So if you feel like you need a one-on-one session, you can always stop by the office. We are in the connection room 215, I think. And then also you can send us an email. Yeah, if you go to the website, you can always see our contact information there. So you can send us an email. Once this recording has been reviewed and it's good to go, I would send out an email with the recording, a link to the recording and the slides. We'll be having other workshops during the course of the semester. I think there is one on note taking, there is one on project management, and I think there is one on preparation for final exams. So I would send this out. You can also follow us on Instagram so that you're updated on the activities that we have planned for the semester. Thank you everyone for joining. We are really happy that you're able to make our time from your busy schedule. And thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
You.